To get things started for today's program, I now request our Chennai chapter chairman, Mr. Saktivel Tirunavukarasu, to welcome the gathering.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. So my sincere welcome to all of the IIF as well as MMA members for this very good program. In fact, supposed to we have a 5G technology in today's program. However, because of not getting much response, I reciprocated to the MMA, and immediately they came back on Suresh. We immediately agreed because already he did one program for us way back for NFD at Hilton. That was an instant hit. So we have to know what is it, what the improvement in he has made over these years, so that we can implement. Right, sir? So I once again welcome all of you, and as well as today's guest speaker for the evening, Mr. Suresh. Thank you very much.
Speaker for the evening, I now request our Vice Chairman, Chennai Chapter, Mr. V.K. Raman, to introduce the speaker.
For giving this opportunity to introduce Mr. Suresh to this August gathering. So Suresh sir, on his educational part, BSc, BTech in IIT Madras in the year of 1967, and postgraduate in business management in IIM-A in the year 1970. So probably before my birth, and you completed the degree, sir. So retired director in Computer Access Private Limited Telecommunication, and retired managing director Saks Ancillaries Limited Auto Ancillary. So this is the entrepreneur ventures he acquired this position. On experience part, is general manager Featherlight Developers Real Estate, and 18 years in textile industry from marketing executive to chief executive officer of a group, Sarangpur Mills, Sri Ambika Group, Binni Limited, Kothari Industrial Corporation, Textile Division. These are all the firms he worked in. He born in the year 1944 and married. So on interest part, he is a visiting faculty in teaching in business management schools like BIM Trichy, Liba, University of Madras, VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology, Chennai, Stella Mary's College, MOP Vaishnava College for Women, Dr. BK School of Management, Ahmedabad. Green initiatives like solar power, which is the need of the hour for entire Tamil Nadu, biogas, RWH, terrace garden, and chairman in Gaura Leasing and Finance Limited, director Zwinde Design Technical Private Limited, trustee Kupsami Sastri Research Institute, a Sanskrit Research Institute. Already given 2 TED Talks. I think he never omitted any field, sir. So he covered all the areas. Thank you very much for coming over here, and we expect a wonderful presentation from you, sir. So I request all the participants to fully attend this program, and any doubt you can raise at the end of the program, and he is ready to give the clarifications. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
For giving me an opportunity to share my experiences. I make a beginning with giving credits to the Institute. Mr. Saktivel Tirunavukarasu, who is the President and Chairman, and Group Captain Venkataraman of MMA. MMA has been promoting me a lot. I keep joking with them that you are my marketing setup. I'm going to talk about climate change and what a common man can do. United Nations, corporates, governments, they're all doing lots of steps. But I feel a common man also should play a role. He has to play a significant role. So many things he can do. I've done all these things to demonstrate that a common man can do it. Whatever I'm talking, I've done all those things. Nothing is fake, nothing is in the air, no WhatsApp university. All those things have been done in Chennai. I can show this to anybody whoever wants to see it. Climate change, mitigating strategies for a common man. What a common man can do. Common man cannot shy away. I can't do it, only government should do it. No. My entire emphasis is common man should do it. That is my emphasis completely.
Free electricity
I'm
for
starting
next
with a
20
good
years,
video.
no power cuts, free food, free cooking gas, and free water. This house behind me is where all of these things are free. You don't believe me? We're back with another episode of Sustainable Homes, and this time we are in Chennai. We are here to meet a man named Solar Suresh. Interesting name, isn't it? His story is even more interesting than his name. So let's go meet him.
See the news, this is a very good institution called Better India, based in Bangalore. Two youngsters, one husband and wife, they have started this. They are trying to highlight what are the good things happening in India. Your newspapers and TV, they're all only talking about negative things, murder, rape and things like that only. Not a single good news is appearing in the newspaper. So these people, there are 2 or 3 such institutions. One is known as Young Story. This is betterindia.com. They are highlighting good things happening in the country. This is one of the things. They produce a video. This has gone viral all over the world. I just showed you the first clip. I'm not going through the whole thing. People are moving towards artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, digitization. This is what people are all talking about it today, completely. But I am going back to tradition, going back to roots. We can't forget it. This is for the purposes of sustainability. Sustainability is one word which is being used rampantly during the last decade or 2 all over the world. Without knowing what that word is, everybody is saying sustainability, sustainability. I mean, there are different meanings for the word sustainability. I am taking a dictionary meaning which is relevant to our discussion, that is avoiding using up natural resources. All of us are using natural resources. America is one of the biggest culprits, and they are advising others what others should do. We are all deploying natural resources, which I know about that. There are several rules and regulations are all coming up. I've attended I'm part of 1 or 2 committees also, given some suggestions. That is all on one side. It's all happening. I'm not trying to say no. It's mandatory, more and more disclosures. So in fact, one criticism or one joke is the government is allowing you not to do your job but focus on reporting and submission. They are diverting you away from your job completely. Okay, big corporates can do it. Small scale industries, very, very difficult. I've been a manufacturer. I was in a small scale industry. It's difficult for us to do it. For example, when the ISO 9000 came, I applied and I withdrew. But ISO 9000 only paper. On paper it's excellent, but I can produce a defective product. Nothing you can do about it. So that doesn't answer honestly. That's my individual viewpoint. Anyway, so sustainability is avoiding using up natural resources. How we can do it? Can we survive today without natural resources? I said yes, we can. I've done the following things in my house over 30-35 years now. Starting out with rainwater harvesting, rooftop solar plant, domestic biogas, terrace kitchen garden, hydroponics, air to water generator, solar car, first in India, solar scooter, first in India, solar charging station, first in India, portable solar charging. I do lots of boasting. I mean, rightfully. So nobody has challenged me. I'm trying to provoke people to challenge me, but so far nobody has done it. I demonstrated that whatever I've done can be done by anybody. It's very, very simple. No rocket science. I've taken all my ideas from the villages. All these things are happening earlier. People have forgotten it. I'm trying to revive them back and add a little bit of new technologies wherever possible. That's all, completely. All these things are happening in the villages earlier. Practically doable. That's why I could do it. Technologically feasible. Most importantly, environment friendly. Whatever I've done, everything is environmental friendly. First one is rainwater harvesting. Made near Sekripu Thittam. Those days also the rain used to fall on the tiles. People used to keep a vessel and store the water. In the Chettiar's house you go, there's called as a muttam. They used to keep a vessel and collect the water. That's what I'm trying to do. You have so much of water. Rainwater is a precious natural resource. We are getting it drained away. So I collect the water from the... There are two types, filter, store and reuse. The another one is charging the groundwater. I've done both the systems in my house. The first one, filter, store and reuse. From the terrace water, rain falls, I collect the water through various pipes, bring it down. From the terrace, the water takes some impurities. I do the filtration. This is a filtration plant. We have again studied this in school, if you recall. This consists of 3 layers, pebbles, charcoal, sand. Filtered water, I store it in an open well. I have a well in my house. That itself is a rare commodity today. Everybody has closed on wells. Okay, one plus point for me, I have an individual house. That itself is a luxury in today's context. But even otherwise, flats, offices, apartments, it is possible to store water. People are not doing it, that's a different story. But you can store. They give various excuses not to do it. So that's not possible, this is not possible. I've demonstrated it is possible to do it. Anyway, so I filter the water, store it and reuse it. I pump it up to my overhead tank, which for cooking, drinking, everything I use it. Excellent water. The other one is groundwater recharging. During rainy days, water is stagnating in my house in some places. Stagnation means mosquitoes. Water is getting evaporated. I have taken the water below the ground 20 foot. I recharge my groundwater. All these things I did 35 years ago. Today, Corporation of Madras came to me. I told them lots of roads, parks, so many places water is stagnating. During rainy days, you go to Gemini Corner, you need a boat to cross the place. So much of water is stagnating. Now they started doing something called recharge pits. At least they are digging up in the roads to take the water below. Private campuses, factories, offices, colleges, in Kiel Park, there's in a church, I've done this recharge pits. To take the water below the ground, people can start walking also. I solve the mosquito problem, I solve water problem, multiple objectives. They say Chennai is, we all know Chennai is deficient in water. That's a misconception. I've disproved that concept. We have enough and more water, it has to be managed. Do you know the annual average rainfall in Chennai is 50 inches? That's more than sufficient to take care of the entire city. You don't need to buy water, you don't need the tankers at all. But we are not doing it. There's enough water. I have not bought a single tanker of water, a single bottle of water in the last 35 years. It's possible to do that completely. This is water I'm collecting it, water falls on the pebbles, charcoal, sand, 3 layers. From there it goes into the well. Again, there is no daily maintenance, only one-time piping cost. I keep telling my friends, I keep telling the audience, I'm the laziest man under the sun. Whatever I've done, there's no daily maintenance. Starting with rainwater harvesting, there's no maintenance. That filtration material, there's no wear and tear. Every year before the monsoon, I take it, clean it and put it back. Nothing can be simpler than this. My next installation is rooftop solar plant. I got a 3 kilowatt system now. Recently, last month, I have upgraded to 7 kilowatts. My entire house is connected, including 2 air conditioners. Everywhere I go, people ask the question, can we connect air conditioners? Yes, you can connect air conditioners. Only one fact is, I've got inverter air conditioners. 10-15 years ago, when inverter air conditioners were not popular or common, I installed inverter air conditioners even before installation of solar. So when I installed solar, they came in handy for me. Conventional air conditioner also you can connect, but you need slightly more panels because there's a surge current in the conventional air conditioner. Inverter AC is very, very simple. What I've excluded is water heater and 15 amp plugs, that's your micro oven. Water heater can be connected to solar, that technology is different, that's known as solar thermal. What I'm talking is solar photovoltaic. These panels generate only electricity, they do not generate heat. I again keep joking, in Chennai, you open the tap, you get hot water, you don't need solar panel, there is natural solar is there. Whereas go to places like Karnataka, today solar water is compulsory, mandatory, without which you will not get a permission for building a house. There are two types in solar again. One is known as off-grid with battery backup. The other one is on-grid without battery backup. First I'll talk about on-grid. There's no battery backup. Morning to evening, solar generates electricity through the panel that runs my entire load. After sunset, the grid takes over. In this, there's one drawback. During daytime, if there is a power cut, even if sun is shining, solar will not generate electricity. The theory is complicated, but for a common man to understand, solar to start generating electricity requires a reference point. The reference point should be either grid power or battery. In the on-grid system, there's no battery. In the on-grid system, when the power cut is there, even the grid is not available. So solar is left like an orphan, so it cannot start. So that's one drawback in the on-grid system. But there's one benefit in the on-grid system. What you produce, what you consume, so there is something extra. If there is anything extra, you can feed it to the government. I'm supplying power to government. I did this about 7-8 years ago. I'm probably the first house in Chennai to have this is known as a net metering scheme. I'm repeating it. I produce electricity during daytime. I consume it. I have something excess. I export it to the government. I feed it to the government. That's known as net metering. Of course, government went on making lots of changes, made the scheme unpopular. But from January 1st, we all been representing. January 1st, 2022, government listened to us, and now every unit you export, they give you 1 unit back as a credit. You can use it on the same day evening. It's possible to do that. Even then, government could not keep quiet. They said they will charge some network charges, some 27 paise per unit they are charging. They simply cannot keep quiet at all. Anyway, that scheme is good, net metering. Second one is known as off-grid, where I store electricity in the battery. Battery is the only mechanism where we can store the electricity. There are different types of batteries. I have a lead acid battery. Nowadays for solar, they produce a different type of batteries which can last for 4 or 5 years. You need to replace it once on 4 or 5 years. In the battery backup system, morning to evening solar generates the power, runs my load. Solar charges the battery. After sunset, battery takes over the load. During daytime or nighttime, if there's a power cut, battery takes over. Everything is automatic, no manual intervention. You don't have to get up and switch on anything, switch off anything, nothing. If I'm sitting in my room, I do not know day or night whether my lights are working on solar, battery or grid. Everything is automatic, complete. Yes.
How about the winter period?
Pardon?
How about winter season?
Where is the winter season? Okay. No, that's a jocularly I'm saying. I got to do the installation. I used to travel a lot to Germany for my work. They have installed rooftop solar plants 25-30 years ago. A country without sunshine, if they can do it, why we cannot do it? See, the sun rays should fall on the panel. That is the only requirement. The sun rays react, there's ultraviolet rays that reacts with the silicon panel to generate electricity. See, in places like Germany, for 6 months there's no sun. They don't produce it. So I asked them, why you are putting up solar? He said, sir, we are not worried about that 6 months. But this 6 months where we are getting sunshine completely. We put it under solar. You know what is Bombay's rains? Very heavy. Bangalore cricket stadium, Chinnaswamy Stadium is fully under solar. What is Bangalore's rains? Very, very heavy. See what happens when rains also rains for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe 2, 3 days. There is a gap completely. We had Dwarakdas cyclone in 2016 December. The TNEB cut off power in the city for 5-6 days, if you remember. Lots of poles fell down, they had to repair and all those things. I had power all the 5 days. I switched on all my lights in the evening, a sadistic pleasure. பக்கத்தில் எல்லாரும் பாருங்கடா எங்கிட்ட லைட் இருக்குது உங்ககிட்ட இல்லை. That old Vanida TV advertisement, neighbors and you owner's pride. I felt like that on that day. Simple secret is, it rained in the evening at 4 o'clock. When it rains in the evening or night doesn't make any difference because there's no sunshine. Completely. If only rains during daytime, there's a problem. It rained in the evening, by night it stopped, next morning sun was there, I got full power. All the 5-6 days my full sun was there, my battery was getting charged and I was running it completely. I mean, there is an issue, not a major issue honestly.
Is maintenance intensive or not?
Absolutely no maintenance. Zero maintenance. There are no moving parts, there are no running parts. What is the maintenance? There is no maintenance at all. You just need to clean the panels once a month or once in 2 months. That's housekeeping, that's not maintenance. And if you don't clean also, nothing earth shaking happens. That if you don't clean it, the production of electricity is down by 2% or 5%. The day you clean it, it goes back to its normal. So that is off grid with the battery backup, on grid is without the battery backup. I have both the systems in my house. Completely. Why solar? No pollution. I do not consume fossil fuels, so I save for nations, for the country. In this forum, I'm talking about it. When I address common people, I don't address it. A common man says, government again, what is in it for me? That is the question. What is in it for a common man? No separate wiring required. Just install the panel, bring it, connect it to the mains. That's all, nothing else. No maintenance. You save electricity, you save cost. Biggest benefit, protection against tariff increase. Panel life is 25 years. By installing it, I installed it in January 2012. I've protected myself against tariff increase. Now, do you realize September 10 they increased the tariff? This time they increased by more than 50%. I have a good laugh. All of you pay, I don't pay. Very simple, completely. That's the biggest benefit for the common man. When I installed it, the tariff was 3 rupees a unit. Then it was increased to 575. Then it was 660. Now it's 8. Now they introduced new slabs. Above 1,000 units, 11 rupees a unit. Completely. Simply unimaginable. So this is a solution. And people who are paying commercial tariff, they now sir 10 rupees, 11 rupees. They got some load factors and all these 10 rupees, 11 rupees. 8 rupees is the tariff. They do lots of other charges. If you do the calculation, it comes to 950 or 10 rupees. The installation cost is same. So anybody is paying commercial tariff, I tell them you should install solar yesterday, not tomorrow. By doing the same investment, same capacity, you are going to save more. Completely. This is a plant in my house. There's a panel on the rooftop. That black box is the inverter. The white one is the battery. There's a rooftop. You need from the cable, from the terrace, bring it down, connect to the inverter. From there, take a cable to the main. One to the main, one to the battery. We need an inverter because inverter does alternating current to direct current to alternating current. Solar produces direct current. All our applications are all alternating current. It also does the reverse. Battery produces direct current. It is supplying the load in the evening. So the inverter, plus inverter got other functions also. It has got battery management, it has got a software. The priority is solar, then battery, then grid. That priority is established by inverter. Suppose there is a power cut, suppose there is no solar, it runs on the grid. The inverter is looking for either battery or solar, whichever comes, that grabs that first. All the software is built into the inverter. My next project is biogas. By using kitchen waste, you throw the kitchen waste outside. What happens? It produces germs, mosquitoes, it's a health hazard. Whereas I recycle the kitchen waste, I don't throw it. From my house, not even 1 gram of waste goes outside. I produce cooking gas from kitchen waste. I also produce organic manure. Gas is produced, the slurry comes out automatically, that is organic manure. So by using one resource, namely kitchen waste, I get 2 resources, cooking gas and organic manure. This is nothing but the gobar gas plants. Those days in the villages, farmhouse, they used to use it. But only thing is, those days the technology was not there, so they used to dig up a big pond and then do it. But nowadays with the drums available, I can install this in a balcony, in a flat. I've done that. Even the smaller systems are available. You can do that. So I've installed this about 10, 12 years ago. The main objective is health, I just explained to you. My objective is not to produce gas, not to produce manure. They are incidental completely. Solid waste management is the biggest problem all over the world. This kitchen waste is a solid waste. By reusing it, putting it inside the biogas, I solve the waste management, I solve health problem, and also get gas and the manure. Biogas is a solution. You can produce electricity using biogas. You got generators, diesel generators. Instead of feeding diesel, you feed biogas. I've done these projects in Chennai. Tiruthiur Corporation, 100 streetlights are burning on biogas. Pallavaram Cantonment Park, very big park, entire park lighting is done by biogas. You can produce electricity. This is my plant. I got a 1 cubic meter capacity. I've not done any scientific calculations, all just rough figures. Approximately I use about 3 to 4 kgs of waste per day. I don't feed it on a daily basis, I feed it on weekly basis. I hardly generate 200, 300 grams in waste in my house. I need 3-4 kgs. I don't keep quiet. I collect it from neighbors. I collect it from 2 vegetable stores in my area. They are generating so much of waste, they are throwing it away. In fact, they are paying 50 rupees, 100 rupees to corporation fellows to take it away. Now they are saving that money because they are giving it to me. Corporation fellows are finding fault with me. By using 3 to 4 kg, I get about 15 kgs of gas per month. That's about 1 cylinder. I need only that much. I can feed more also in my plant, get more gas also I can produce it. It's possible to do that. Only kitchen waste to be used. Cooked food, uncooked food, spoiled food, vegetables, what you peel off, all those things. No dry leaves. I mean, there are 1 or 2 minor conditions. No dry leaves, no citric item, no lemon, no orange. Human waste can be fed. The toilet, you flush it, that human waste can be fed. I've done these 2 projects in Rajkirpakam. Only thing is, if you feed the human waste, the toilet you should not clean it with chemicals and harpic. They kill the bacteria. But nowadays you get bioenzymes, you get organic cleaning materials are all available for every problem. The minimum 3 solutions today. No daily maintenance. Biggest advantage. No odor, no smell. People ask me this question, any smell, any odor? No. I feed it, the reaction takes place inside the container. I'll show it to you. Good items are skins of pumpkin, watermelon, jackfruit. I got some interesting story here. Nungambakam, behind Loyola College, during summer season, if you go, lots of people are selling watermelons and jackfruit. I'll say this in Tamil. Pona, and the toll kudungappa. Sir, Paravanda, toll kudunga. Immediately short, hey, யாரோத்தர் வந்திருக்காருப்பா ஒரு தோல் வாங்குறாரு பழம் வாங்கலை நான் வாங்க வரலப்பா நீ ஃப்ரீயாக கொடு நீ எனக்கு 10 ரூபா கொடு நான் வேஸ்ட் எடுத்து போகிறேன் கவலை இல்லை தி ஸ்கின்ஸ் ஐம் நாட் டாக்கிங் த ஃப்ரூட்ஸ் தே ஆர் தி வெரி குட் ஃபார் biogas. So much of waste is there. In fact, in my car I keep a bucket. Wherever I drive, if I see a wet waste, I immediately pick it up. I don't lose the opportunity. starting point is cow dung. Cow dung generates bacteria. Bacteria reacts with the food to generate methane gas. That process is anaerobic methanization inside the container. Visual representation of my plant. This is the front. This is the funnel where I feed the waste. That's the digester where gas. The waste goes right below. That's the digester where gas is produced. That's a floating drum where gas is stored. I store the gas here. And that's the pipe through which I evacuate the gas and take it to the kitchen. Completely. That's a back view. That's an outlet here. The slurry comes and falls automatically. You don't have to scoop it out. It falls automatically. So I feed the waste here. Only thing is, I need to crush the waste, make it something like a pulp and then feed it. Or weekly half an hour's job is there. Weekly half an hour's job is there. You have to feed that. For that, crushers are also available. This is about 5 feet diameter, more height also. But there are smaller sizes available which you can install it in balconies in apartments. I've done that also. About 30-40 installations I've done. Since I'm getting the organic manure, I said instead of throwing it out, why not I use it? I have a terrace. So I started using it in my terrace. I start off with about 20 pots. Today I got about 150 pots. Different angles of my garden I'm showing it. Because the heat is very high during summer months, I got a net here completely. These are the types of vegetables that go there. Some are seasonal items, some are perennial items. I've not done any calculation. Maybe it is cheaper to buy vegetables from outside. But the pleasure of seeing vegetables grow right in front of your eyes, that is absolutely priceless, completely. I keep talking to my plants. If somebody sees me from a distance, they'll think he's a madman talking to his plants. Next is hydroponics. This is an Israeli technology to grow vegetables in water as a medium, no soil. These are the small pots. You feed cocoa peat, tenganar. Cocoa peat retains moisture completely. In Israel, there is no rain, no lakes, no water bodies, no cultivable land. It's desert country. They discovered this 50, 60 years ago completely. That is a pipe through which water is circulated. So consumption of water is only 5% compared to conventional agriculture. Manpower required is just about 5% compared to conventional agriculture. Water is circulated. In the soil there is minerals. Water you have to add externally, you have to have minerals. Weekly once you have to add the minerals. Water is flown automatically. I've got a timer circuit. There's a submersible pump which is run by a timer circuit. I've set it every 3 hours, water circulates for 10 minutes. You can go beautifully, you can grow. You can install this in balconies also. Of course, now it's becoming extremely popular in India. In very, very big city like Bombay, go to Hyderabad, Jubilee Hills, Bangalore, MG Road, commercial places in the terraces, people are growing. And there's no seasonality. You can grow lots of exotic items you can grow. Here in Ambuttur, one factory, they are manufacturing an industrial furnace. In their terrace, I've installed hydroponics. Empty terrace is there. They came to me, I said, I'll install it for you. He's growing exotic vegetables like, cherry tomatoes, lettuce, bok choy and things like that. Now we are experimenting medicinal plants. This is hydroponics. These are various types of vegetables what I grow, seasonal, perennial. This is again an Israeli technology, air to water generator. This machine produces drinking water from atmospheric air. Most ideal for a city like Chennai, completely. This is a 25 liters per day machine, runs on electricity. In my house runs on solar. There are 2 filters there. One incoming air is filtered, outgoing water is also filtered. This is a 25 liters per day machine. This company is in Mumbai, they are manufacturing there with Israeli collaboration. Now they have installed 3 machines in Chennai metro stations, Coimbatore and other places, 100 liters per day machine. They also got 500 liters, 1000 liters per day machines are also available. Very, very good. Couple of apartments, my friends, their parents are very senior, 80, 85. When they go on travel, they are not able to procure water, buy this water. They have installed this, they simply go and press it, take the water, as simple as that. Very good advantage. No, the executives, they are traveling. Parents are at home. How to manage water? For them to buy the bubble top water and take it and fix it, not all that easy. Whereas this is simple. Straight to just press it, take water falls and drink it. That's nothing else.
What is the cost of a 25 liter?
The 25 liter machine, today it costs about 75,000 rupees. 3 years back it was 50,000 rupees. Again, no daily maintenance. So a couple of interesting projects. Solar car. Now all of us know about the electrical cars, electrical two-wheelers. Electrical car, what's an electrical car? Driven by a battery. Why electrical car? To save pollution. Completely. But solar car, solar scooter, electrical car, electrical scooter, only partial solutions. You still need to charge them, so you go and plug it in. So you need fossil fuels for producing power. I thought about it, why not use renewable energy for charging the battery? In my house, I'm charging the battery using solar. So why can't I do that for a car? I put the panel on top, this is a Reva car in Bangalore. This is the first electrical vehicle produced in India about 7-8 years ago. Maini and company. So I retrofitted the panels. I park it in the sun for 3 hours. I can drive this car for 25 kilometers. I did this 4 years ago, first in India. But then I needed funds to develop this into a full-fledged car. I needed about 10-15 crores. I could not generate that money. Again, in a lighter sense, I approached venture capital companies. They said, sir, you're only 75 years young, we cannot give it to you. If you're 30 years old, we'll give it to you. I said, you are wrong. You are not funding me. You are funding the project. I engaged SRM engineering students, fresh students, cross-functional team. They developed it for me. Car is running. I've produced a prototype. What more you want? They said, no. I approached automotive companies. I wrote to Mahindra & Mahindra. They said, solar car time has still not come. I said, why? You produce it to start selling it. It will sell. They also didn't take it up. Anyway, I gave up. I couldn't argue. Now I'm doing a solar scooter. Can you start this? You have to bring it here and then.
Yes, sir.
That one. Thank you. See, a very simple concept. I put a panel on top that produces electricity, that charges the battery. This I am developing it along with Rajalakshmi Engineering College. They wanted a project, I gave it to them. My prototype is ready. We are trying to do some fine tuning. I put a 200 watts panel. This is a Hero electric scooter. We bought a new one that has got a 30 Ah battery. This 200 watts panel takes about 15 hours to charge. So now we are putting a 400 watts panel. We have done aerodynamics, we have done center of gravity, no vibration while driving. We have studied all those things completely. Maybe another 15 days or 1 month, we should be in a position to launch it. Our idea is we produce the kit, train students and give it to them. They go and do the installation. So there is entrepreneurship opportunities. Complete. Multiple objectives of doing these kinds of projects. This again solar panels, inverter, battery. This is a portable model. I can dismantle it, assemble it anywhere. Take it to any car, scooter parking places, beach, theaters, apartment complexes, offices. You go to the office, park your scooter full day. Scooter is lying there. This can be used for charging. Only thing is I developed this 3 years ago before the about COVID. Because of that, now the project is put on hold. Now focusing more on the scooter part of it. But these concepts are all there. It's possible to do it. Pending is wastewater recycling, like grey water, black water. I'm skipping this. This one or two other processes I'm doing it. This one known as dry waste collection. You know, newspapers and magazines, you are selling it to your newspaper wala. Your mother is selling, grandmother is selling, grandmother's grandmother is selling. For centuries you are doing this. But do you realize, especially in the modern day, you are placing orders on Amazon and things like that, all the e-commerce sites, how much of materials you are getting, packing materials, you are tearing it, throwing it, bubble wraps, that straps, paper, toothpaste, biscuit packets, dry cells, medicine, so much of waste you generate, simply cannot imagine. You are all throwing it away. This company, Bintex, it is not an NGO, it is not a social organization, it's a business enterprise. 3 PhDs from US, they have come to India and they have set up this shop, Hyderabad, Chennai and Bangalore. I'm mentoring them in Chennai. We collect from individual households, apartments and houses, completely dry waste. My friends were saying, oh, how can we don't generate any waste? I just gave it back to them. 1 week, for 2 persons living, they get 5 to 10 kgs of waste per day. You measure it yourself. So much of waste you are generating. In this, what happens? You don't do any segregation. You put everything, we give a bag, you put everything into that bag. There's a technology involved. We have got a bar coding, QR coding. So every bag waste is traceable to that particular house or a flat. If you put what we don't want it, once, twice we will want it, third time we will blacklist you. There are do's and don'ts. Don'ts means no sanitary napkins, no wooden pieces, no broken bottles, no liquids, only dry waste. And we sell this as raw material to industries. The thin plastics goes to bitumen industry. You know, the Tetra packs, you drink this soft drink, food, you cannot sell this to paper wala, your paper will not take it. You ask him, he will not take it. Why? It cannot be converted into a paper pulp. Newspaper magazines, they convert it into paper pulp, reproduce paper. Tetra packs cannot be done because there is a chemical layer. But there are companies now, they buy Tetra packs, they steam it, clean it, press it, they make a sheet out of it, something like a plywood. They are offering this to furniture industry and interior industry. You can make tables, blackboards, chairs. Excellent item. Very good concept of waste to wealth. Our tagline, zero waste to landfill. Today you are doing segregation, corporations insisting you are giving it. Right outside your house, they are mixing it up. Or it goes to landfills. There are 2 landfills in Chennai, Perungudi and Kodangayur. There's a joke in our friend circle. Shortly we are going to overtake Mount Everest. So much is getting accumulated. Whereas here we say zero waste to landfill. That's our contribution. And we pay 4 rupees a kilo to you. This also gives you employment generation. We are using people to collect from various households. We take it to a place, warehouse. We do the segregation. There we are employing unskilled women. If you want to take up a job in TCS or Wipro, you need to be skilled. You want to take up a job in Swiggy, Zomato, you need a license, you need a motorcycle, you need to drive. Unskilled women, who gives them job? We are giving jobs to unskilled women. Self-help groups, we train them, they segregate the waste and then we sell it. Zero waste to landfill. Similarly, this wet waste collection. There is again a company called Carbon Loops, again started by youngsters. It's not an NGO, not a social organization, it's a business enterprise. Collect from bulk generators. Who are the bulk generators? Hotels, restaurants, apartment complexes, gated communities. So much of wet waste is getting generated. We collect it. There, the wet waste generators have to pay us 7 rupees a kilo. The frequency we decide, we take it. We take it to Mahabalipuram, outside the city. We produce bulk biogas, huge quantities. It's known as compressed biogas. We produce compressed natural gas, which we are selling it to oil companies. The CNG is all compressed in special cylinders known as cascade cylinders. You can't fill up biogas into ordinary cylinder, not possible. Very, very difficult. So whereas the specialized cylinders, in that we can fill it up. The slurry which comes out of is organic manure, which we are distributing free to the farmers in that area. We avoid choking of the sewage systems completely. Now I come to a couple of generalities. Very, very important is this execution. We have to execute the project. I'm thinking of doing it, I want to do it, I'm planning to do it, but that doesn't take you anywhere. If you execute it only, you'll get the result. I want to go to Bangalore. Okay, so what? If you want to go, you have to plan to buy the ticket, which train you want to go, how to reach the station. You'll face problems. In terms of execution, you'll face problems, you'll find solutions. I have a joke here. One fellow goes to a traveling agent. Sir, I'm planning to go to America. How much will it cost? That fellow said, nothing. This fellow is surprised. He said, why? Sir, for planning it will not cost you. If you want to go, it will cost. Execution is the key. There is a management expert called Ram Charan. He's a UP Bhaiya. He has now settled in the US last 40, 50 years. He is now a consultant to Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. His only emphasis is on execution. He, in fact, he told the government of India, abolish Ministry of Planning. Have only Ministry of Execution. What government did? They abolished Ministry of Planning. They didn't do the second part of it. So much of projects are held up today in India. You know, nearly 2,75,000 crores is held up completely. The key is this. I'm suggesting this. 1 or 2 seminars like this, I've given 400, 500 talks, 25,000 people have visited me. But introduce this as a topic in schools, colleges, polytechnics. Even today, architecture subjects, civil engineering, they don't know anything about rainwater harvesting. This one paragraph, that's all. And there's a good potential for self-employment and also entrepreneurship. I did face some challenges when I started my activity, negative perception, lack of awareness. This is the one I am highlighting, lack of inquisitiveness. You go around, see what's happening. Can you do something? And that's what I did. When I was traveling in Germany, I saw that. Went and met them. Said, why can't we do it? Lack of inquisitiveness. There's several misconceptions, myths. I'm trying to remove those things. I'm a one-man army. I'm trying my best to create an awareness by doing all this. I'm just coming to the end of the thing. How I overcome the challenges, I identify, I don't know anything. I can drive a scooter, I cannot make it, I cannot repair it. I know what solar can do, I cannot do the installation. Components were not available 30 years ago, 15 years ago when I installed. My 1 kilowatt cost me 3 lakhs. Today you can do it at 60, 70,000 rupees completely. I invested money. My 1 kilowatt cost me 3 lakhs. I invested. I produced a solar car. I invested 7 lakhs. It went down the drain. Okay, it doesn't matter. This is my last slide. I'm very fond of making this statement. Do not expect the government to find the solutions. Find your own solutions. John F. Kennedy, American president, 60 years ago made a statement. Ask not what the country can do for you. Ask what you can do for the country. You say there's a lot of traffic jam. You're all shouting, fighting. Can you spare half an hour in your area weekly once to monitor the traffic? You say water is getting stagnated. Can you clean your street? All this choking, they've got stormwater drain. Throughout there, you put all dry waste into that. They get choked up. And then you blame government. Government has not done anything. Government has not done anything. I'm coming to the common man. My entire focus is on common man. There's a saying in Tamil, do not cast darkness. I am adding, light a candle, light a solar. Thank you. Finally, big thank you. can take a few questions. Deliberately, I've left some gaps. Rupees 3 kilowatts, about 1 lakh, about say 2 lakhs of rupees. Without the battery. Battery will depend on what you are going to consume in the night. I got 4 batteries of 150 Ah. That cost me about 60,000 rupees. There is no subsidy available today. There are talks of subsidy being introduced or being given. There some confusion is going on, but Indian Express reported that subsidy is available. So people started asking. My only answer is, subsidy is not a decision-making process. You do installation of solar. If subsidy is available, take it. If not available, don't do it. Oh, subsidy is not available, I will not do the installation. That argument I'm not willing to accept. There are no subsidies for your car, scooter, flat, you're still buying it. For comfort, convenience, whatever you call it. No, good question. 1 kilowatt requires about 100 square feet shadow-free area in the terrace. Not a consideration. 100 square feet. 100 square feet. Yeah. Shadow-free area. In fact, again, apartments is becoming difficult. Today, houses are vanishing and becoming apartments. Many people say, in apartment, what happens? I will not do it. I will not allow you to do it. That is the attitude. They'll come to the 100 years, oh, my terrace is getting, you cannot do it. They are not using it. I've gone to apartment terraces and seen nothing is happening. No, I want to dry your clothes. Okay, I'll use space for drying your clothes still. At least now a beginning has been made, at least a common area, we started connecting it. In one flat, interestingly, in the window sill, we put, there are 3 windows, we put panels, at least connected the lights and fans. There are solutions. Now, the September 10th rule, all the apartments, common area, they have to pay commercial tariff. So far it was not there. Common area, unless you let it out, unless you have a store or some business, you have to pay commercial tariff. Most of the places, they are paying domestic tariff. But September 10, government said, all apartment complexes, flats, common area lighting, you should pay commercial tariff. I'm happy, at least people will start now doing solar, unless you push it.
Now it will become mandatory.
So mandatory is not a solution at all. We have agile means to overcome that. My son was in school, 10th standard, he said when the helmet was made compulsory, he said, Appa, 100 rupees. Rainwater harvesting is mandatory. Today solar, beyond a certain capacity, it's mandatory. I'll tell you a very interesting, real story. You know, Hiranandani apartments, Hiranandani, they got nearly 1,500 apartments. They installed 3 kilowatts. Just to show it to the government that we have got solar. Now I am getting requests, lend your panels for 15 days, we'll put it on the rooftop, don't even connect it, we'll just keep it there, take a photo, take the approval, then we take it away. So mandate is a rainwater harvesting, they show a pipe, take a photograph and take a signature.
Because of tariff, now it will become
Because of tariff, not mandatory. Because of tariff, now I've started getting inquiries, I've started telling people that it's possible to do it, especially for commercial tariff. I install 1 kilowatt for domestic, I say today 8 rupees. Same 1 kilowatt, if it's commercial, you say 12 rupees. Complete.
How to do it or somebody else will
No, there are vendors who do that. Again, one more, I'm very,
If I give you a request for you forward it to
I'll get it done for you. I don't charge consultancy charges. I don't take commission from the vendors. Purely out of my passion, I'm doing this. I've done more than 40-50 solar installations. Today, 3 installations are happening in Chennai. I've done biogas installations, I've done hydroponics installation. I'm doing all those things. You have to show interest, I'll do it. There are very good vendors are available, I'll do that.
The rainwater harvesting, you said 3 layers of filtration. It's pebbles, then what else? Other 2?
Charcoal and sand. Pebbles traps larger impurities. Charcoal or brick jelly traps middle impurities. River sand traps finer impurities. That is the logic.
Which one is the first? The pebbles are
Pebbles. Top is pebbles.
bigger part.
bigger, then charcoal, then sand.
Sand is the last.
Sand is the last. Sand.
But in our houses, what happened, first one is charcoal, then people, sorry, first, yeah, people, after that only sand is after.
It's all right. Absolutely, there's no logic as such, no. There's no logic as such. It can be, you can do that, you can do that.
So you told about prioritization, no? Like the rooftop solar,
Hmm.
you have the solar, then the EV grid, then the inverter. So what is the logic in that? Explain.
There's no logic. The
Optimization process.
sun rays falls on the panel, it generates electricity. There's a box there, we capture that and bring it through the cable below. There's a box, inverter. We connect that to the inverter. But the direct current, inverter converts that into an alternating current. That is connected to the mains. From the mains, everything is connected, no separate wiring. Any exclusions, like I've not connected water, in the mains, I've excluded the water heater. Complete. Whatever you want to exclude, you can exclude it in the main itself.
But practically on a yearly basis, how much you draw from the solar, how much you draw from the grid, how much you draw from the battery?
Right.
Just idea.
1 kilowatt gives you 4 units of electricity per day. Now, with the technology coming up, it's almost 5 units also. But we do the calculations at 4 units. Suppose you are consuming 20 units a day in your house, as per the electricity card, you need 5 kilowatts. And you've got an air conditioner, ordinary air conditioner, you probably need one more extra kilowatt to take care of the surge current. We do that kind of a calculation. That's all.
The pump motors also.
Yes. I mean, I told you my house, all my appliances are, in fact, lights and fans don't consume power at all. The appliances is what consumes power.
What it is charges, because the solar generation of electricity.
Huh.
Maybe government is imposing any charges, excise duty like this for power consumption.
No. I said only for that net metering, when you are feeding it to the net, they are charging 27 paisa as a network charges.
Tomorrow it may come.
Any day, tomorrow they'll charge for, sir, for air also you are paying. You are putting air purifiers, you are putting plants, you are buying filters. People like Philips, they're all making money. Today air is also not free. Government wants money, private sector wants money.
Suppose this electricity, excess electricity, suppose I am having 5 or 10 like this, suppose excess electricity going back to the grid.
Yes, that's what I told you.
They will give you anything to us or they will adjust.
No, they'll adjust only, but it's get adjusted.
Get
So the same day it's getting adjusted. In the evening, you are consuming evening without the solar.
No, sir, whatever I am exporting.
Wait, I'm explaining. Daytime you are exporting say 5 units. Night you are consuming 4 units. That 5 minus 4, so you pay only for 1 unit. And that is, you can,
So if you make ulta, that suppose I am producing 5 units, I am utilizing only 3 units.
yes, 2 units extra.
How they are doing?
You can carry forward for 1 year. Till March 31st night 12 o'clock you can carry forward. Till that time it's allowed, but March 12 o'clock if there's any surplus, say 120 units surplus is there, you have to forfeit that. You have to forfeit that. March 31st night, midnight 12 o'clock, you have to forfeit whatever excess is there. There's only megawatt scale people are doing land based.
Actually, my colleague, I am working in ONGC side, and my colleague also same. So he has installed 2000, I think so, 30. So he is producing more.
Yes.
And they are adjusting only, they are not paying back anything.
Yes. No, money is not paid. It's only getting adjusted against your consumption. Surplus you carry forward till March 31st, 12 o'clock. On that day, any surplus is there, you have to forfeit. You have to forfeit it.
How about plants, sir? Plants in the garden, does it affect that? If you have trees in the garden, can we have rooftop panels?
No, panel should be placed in a shadow-free area. No trees, no high-rise buildings, nothing. I have a panel. I have a large coconut tree. Every 2-3 months, I have to cut the branch. That shadow should not fall on that. Shadow-free area is the key. And if we keep the panel on the north-south direction, preferably, You can keep it east-west also, but preferably north-south, whereas the sun rises in the east and goes to the west. So 12 hours, the sun rays falls on the panel and produces smoke. But max peak production is between 8 to 2 or 8 to 3. By 3 o'clock it starts subsiding. Only for the net metering. We are producing excess and feeding to the grid. That is known as net metering. For that they charge you 27 paise.
Can you put this solar panels over and above?
Yes, you can grow plants below the panel. You can do hydroponics below the panel. You can dry your clothes below the panel. You have to elevate the structure. It will cost you a little extra. Dosa price, masala dosa price.
And then when you talk of the cost of solar panel, it is in multiples of kilowatt, or if you put a larger capacity?
No, you can put large. You can put quarter kilowatt also, half a kilowatt also.
What practice? If you put 1 kilowatt, if it's X amount, if it's 2 kilowatt, it's 2X, or it can be
Little less. The installation cost is not very high. Only the metal cost will have better. 1 to 2 is not much a difference. 1 kilowatt and 5 kilowatts. 1 kilowatt is 70,000. 5 kilowatts is not 350. It can be 320. Scaling up, it definitely cost is reduced.
And any government approval or any approval required?
Now, up to 10 kilowatts, you don't need any approval. Above 10 kilowatts, you need approval not only from TNEB. There's something known as a fitness certificate. The building fitness has to be put. There's another agency. About 10 kilowatts. What we do 9.9, 9.6. That's what we do. But in the net metering, there's one issue. There's something known as a bi-directional meter. All of you have got a unidirectional meter. You are only importing power. I'm importing power and I'm exporting power. That bi-directional meter runs both ways. There's a shortage 3, 4, 5 years back. Anything shortage, you have to pay extra money. That is our generation. We have grown up only with shortages in our life. You don't know. For buying a car, I had to wait for 5 years. I had to pay 100% full money, wait for 5 years, and then they'll say, take the car with the 2 wheels only. I have to take it. For telephone line, I had to wait for 8 years. For scooter, I had to wait for 8 years. Now Mercedes-Benz is available across the road. Like selling Dwarakdas, they're selling Mercedes. They put a umbrella, sign up for this thing. So when the bi-directional meter is a shortage, obviously you have to pay something extra. Officially they charge 6,000 rupees, unofficially depends on what is your need, where you are. And another very big issue when they started, you can install the panels, everything is ready, but without the installation of bi-directional meter, you cannot switch on the solar. And they will not take the application of bi-directional meter without the full installation of solar. All those things are there. We need to manage that. For me, they installed a bi-directional meter on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. They refused to take any money from me.
There are multi-party systems that you manage anyway.
There is. No, it's all happening now, definitely. But today, the biggest installation is happening is in Gujarat, Rajasthan. Simply unimaginable. Even their apartment complexes are also, they are now installing for individual flats in apartment complexes. Here also it will come. It's just, I've now done for, no, that is mainly for water heater. Bangalore is for the water heater. There it's compulsory also, and they need it for that weather. When they say solar, people are mistaking between water heater and the photovoltaic cell. I'm talking about the electricity. That Bangalore is also happening. But maximum is in Gujarat and Rajasthan. It's absolutely fantastic.
You are talking about 27 rupees, 27
Paise, yeah.
It is the total production of the...
Per unit. Per unit. No. What you are exporting.
Whatever you are exporting.
What you are exporting.
Suppose you are not exporting, you are using internally.
Nothing. You don't pay anything.
You need not pay.
You need not pay.
These 4 units are 5 generation per kilogram. That is the average in a year, or it's a peak?
Average in a year. Average in a year.
So in the summer it will be
It could be little more. No, again, this misconception. The optimum temperature is 27 to 30 degrees. The temperature increases, it produces less. Ladakh is the optimum area. Today, Government of India is putting up a 250 megawatts plant in Ladakh. Optimum temperature there. Completely. Well, I also used to think, oh, Chennai, we got high heat, we will get it. No. Beyond a particular level, it reduces. Completely. This is sun rays should be. Sun rays are there. Sun rays has the ultraviolet rays that reacts with the panel to generate the electricity. Completely. I mean, now lots of research is happening. Wind power, only large scale, not on the rooftop. Somebody is now experimented rooftop, but there are moving parts, it needs more weight and all those things. Some person in Hyderabad has experimented wind and solar. Completely. There are stray cases here and there, one or two, lots and lots are happening. But what I'm talking is what we can do today without waiting for the R&D and things like that. One more question I'm expecting. So far nobody has.
In biogas, can you use the regular gas stove or any specialized?
No, specialized gas stove, because in biogas there's no pressure. So regular LPG stove we modify it and give it to you. Because there's no pressure, 2 points. One plus point is no accidents, no bursting open like LPG. Minus point, the cooking is a little slow. Cooking is a little slow.
Because of the pressure.
Because there's no pressure, cooking is a little slow. But people say slow cooking food is good, I don't know. They talk about it, I also nod my head, that's all. I'm not a foodie, so I don't know that.
But at the time we can use 3 or 4 burners?
You can.
And comes to what storing the water, harvesting. When you have a sump in the home, we can push it to the sump. That's
Yes. You can.
But that way, in fact, the inflow and the moisture.
Physically, you need to store the water, that's all.
So the water that is not affected.
No.
That way,
Yeah,
that's
you can. But there's a house in Bangalore, that was complete house is on rainwater harvesting throughout the year. I mean, there are pockets people do all those things. I'm proud to say that I've done 7 things in my house. There are no house probably in India, maybe in the world, like this. An urban house with all these things under one roof. One more question I'm expecting so far. Okay, I'll ask the question myself.
So one more doubt.
Hmm.
You said you have to avoid 15 amps like 15 amps.
Yes.
In general, every house will have 15 amps only.
Yes. No.
So only 5 amps is lighter fan.
No, sir, even the air conditioner is running on 5 amps only.
15 amps of major
No.
fires, sir.
15 amps is only micro oven.
Coming with 15 amps.
Only micro oven.
Amps with 5 amps.
Fridge is also 5 amps only. All are 5 amps.
55 amps, but AC
Yes, 5 amps. Sir, I am doing last 15 years I'm using solar. 2 ACs are running on solar for me. 5 amps. Completely.
Sir, what is your recommendation? Off-grid or on-grid?
I will prefer off-grid. But what happens in the on-grid, the local field people have not been trained properly. So they don't know how to read the meter. They are all creating a mess. In fact, I installed one in Kundratur. That person, after installation of solar, his bill has gone up. That people, they don't know. So now we are going it in writing that to remove the bidirectional, we don't want it completely. We are going back to off-grid. I need to change the inverter. It's going to cost 40,000-50,000 rupees. As a general expectation, I recommend off-grid battery backup. But my couple of my vendors, they are not agreeing with me. We are having this perennial fight. There's no one-word answer.
Having off-grid, will you be able to run motors?
Yes. Yes. But generally what happens, we run the motor during daytime. Very rarely we run it in the evening. I'll share again one more example. One driver came to me in Tamram. I installed 1 kilowatt for him. I told him, when you run the pump in the morning, don't run lights and fans. 1 kilowatt is sufficient. He has got a half horsepower motor. So he is paying 50 rupees, 70 rupees per month for the last 1.5 to 2 years. Now with this tariff going up, he is jumping up and down. One chartered accountant family, they got a farmhouse in Uttandi. Main road, house is connected. These people's houses are inside, five houses. The electricity department says you have to lay the cable, you have to pay money. They built the house 5-6 years ago. They're not able to use it. The others are not agreeing to lay the cable money. They came to me. I set up solar for them. They're using the house.
But is that allowed, sir, from the government side?
Yeah.
You can have
You can do whatever you want. With TP, without TP, you can do. No. Up to 10 kilowatts you can do what you want. About 10 kilowatts you would need only a safety certificate for the building. That is not TNEB. There's another agency. They give the stability of the building. Nothing to do with the TNEB. No. It is possible. You can do it. Now I got a solar generator. I forgot to show it to you. You got Honda generator. You see, you put diesel. All the shops they're doing it. I'll get you a solar generator. There's a portable panel. You just keep it there. Generator will see and run whatever you want. The different capacities are available. I'll also share an example during Varda cyclone day in the districts, Kadalur, Dindigul, for 3-4 months there was no current. I gave them a solar lamp, 3 watts, just fix it on this thing and keep the panel in the sunshine. You can charge mobile also in that. They could survive for 6 months without electricity.
How much would a street light, solar street light cost?
Anywhere between 8,000 to 20,000. If you supply the pole yourself, without the pole cost, within 6,000, 8,000 you can do it. There are focus lights are available, LED lights are available. Lights don't consume much power at all. You can. No, they're doing more and more street lights are on solar. Again, in the street lights also there are 2 schemes. One, individual poles you can have a battery and do it. Or you can combine everything and have a centralized unit. That's also possible. Yeah, both are possible. Both are possible.
And what would be the maximum things, 20 watts, 30 watts?
Sir, in the rooftop, in the Dhanalakshmi Engineering College in Tambaram, I had done 300 kilowatts rooftop.
No, light I'm saying.
Then anything. That's no.
For a factory, we use 100 watts.
100 watts is nothing. You can easily do that. You can do that. You can do
So
it.
all the 100 watts can be connected to a central.
Yes. You can either do central or you can do individual. Both that you have to study the topography. What is the best? We can take a decision on that.
The solar panels, we can do the maintenance ourselves, cleaning ourselves, or
No, we have to like you just mop it out. That's all. Nothing else. That's it. Nothing.
and we need to take care of this sort of in terms of glass panels. Do we need to take up any safety security measures?
No.
one getting damaged?
No. Very hard classes. Like your car, you got the windshield. You don't do anything. It's like it's so hard. Oh, absolutely, very, very hard.
Is there any shelf life for that?
Panel is about 20-25 years shelf life. The one more negative point, there are always naysayers, negative people. No, the panel is not biodegradable. What will happen to panel? I said, boss, let me live for 25 years. Today I am solving the problem of pollution. Let me see after 25 years what it is. But there again, people have come out with the solutions. You can use that as partitions for producing tables. I can keep the panel here, put this thing on top. It's a hard frame. When the cars came, the problem was regarding battery. Oh, battery is going to be wastage, so much of wastage and all those things. Over a period of time, people have found out how to recycle the batteries. Now lithium-ion batteries are coming, people are finding ways and means to recycle the lithium-ion batteries also. It will only work. Now charging stations are coming up in a big way. Lots of people are coming up. Indian Oil has called me. They are going to do charging in about 4,000 petrol pumps. I'm telling them, sir, boss, what you are doing is not correct. It should be through renewable energy, not plug it in and charging it. No. In my house, I got a plug outside. I got a solar panel. Anybody can come and charge their electrical car or electrical scooter. It's possible. Solutions are there. There may be some initial hiccups, initial problems, teething problems, but we can find solutions. See, some years ago, when the Maraimalnagar Ford factory, 25-30 years ago, the American chairman came, Alan Mulally. The press people asked him, "You are putting up a car plant, there are no roads here." He said, "Cars came first, roads came next." That is, the infrastructure came next. Government didn't think about putting flyovers and 6-lane and all those things. When the traffic jam came, they employed specialists to find out solutions. Okay, one final question. Since you are not asking, I'll raise this. People ask me wherever I go, what is the return on investment for solar plant? We're investing so much, what is the return? I immediately say, I'll hit you on the head. I can afford to say that because of my age, experience, whatever you call it. Probably I'm the youngest here in the whole group. I'm only 79 years young. I said, you are buying equipments like air conditioner, buying a car, or buying a house. Have you ever calculated ROI? Or is it possible to calculate ROI? For air conditioner, for a car, for a house, for a flat? No. But you still buy because comfort, convenience, you want it. Like that, similarly, solar, you do it for comfort and convenience, then contribution to society. I showed you my first slide. Having said that, my next is the payback period. Today's tariff is about 6 years for domestic tariff. For commercial tariff is about 4 years. That's why in this forum nobody has asked. I was a little surprised and I was happy. I'm happy that nobody asked this question, but I'm just raising this. See, today 6 years payback period is 16% return. 16%. For organizations, you get 40% depreciation, first accelerated depreciation. That's a big benefit, completely. Now forget that, the 15% return what I'm getting, this return is non-taxable. This is tax-free return. I installed a 30 kilowatt in an apartment complex in OMR Road 5-7 years ago. As per their bylaw, they can deposit the money only in a nationalized bank. They're getting 5% interest. On that interest, they're paying tax, TDS and tax and all those things. I said, you put 30 kilowatts, I put it at 23 lakhs on that day. They are saying monthly 20,000 rupees. Completely. It's all there. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.
For taking us through a relatable and a very practical presentation. Very interesting and thought-provoking. To felicitate our speaker for the day, we now request Mr. V.P. Prem Kumar, Director Marketing and Quality, Nelcast Limited, to felicitate him with a Angavastram and a traditional painting. Thank you. A round of applause.
Small request from the process. Can we come to oversee our installations?
25,000 people have come. I take 300, 400 people at a time. Please come. Welcome.
Wow.
Just give me a call and come. Yes, if you give me a call 1 day in advance, you'll get either buttermilk or sour. Welcome. Factory workers are. I have addressed a Montessori school, 3-year-old children.
Thank you, sir.
That's your passion, sir.
See, I gained some experience. I want to share it.
Great.
That's all. Young people informed by a government.
Gentlemen, we have indeed had a very interesting, we've had an interesting seminar today on the topic climate change and mitigating strategies for the common man. We are sure the contents of the presentation had a lot of takeaways for our audience. We'd like to thank our speaker for the day, Mr. D. Suresh, also known as Solar Suresh. A big round of applause, gentlemen, for taking time off his schedule and making us rich with knowledge. Renewable energy, that is the need of the day. So, thank you so much, sir. Further, we'd like to thank all the members of IIF and MMA for joining us today. And I'm sure this was a wonderful learning experience for you. So, thank you so much for joining us. And we from Chennai chapter will be conducting many such programs and we'll be sharing information to you. Please join us in the future. Thank you so much. So now we'll be going for dinner. I think it is being organized here itself. So you can pick up the food from here and eat here. Yeah. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for joining us.